Hello, class. I have recorded this short video as a guide for those of you who are not familiar with Simply Analytics. For this assignment, you gotta go to the University Libraries database and go to letter S, and down here you should find Simply Analytics. This database or data system for which the university has subscription shows you this first screen. You don't need to sign in with an account. I advise you to go as a guest. So you click here in the lower hand side option, sign in as a guest. And when you enter the system, you will find a option, as you are seeing now on your screen, to take a quick tour. I'm not gonna do that here, but I strongly recommend you to do this quick tour so that you become familiar with the features and the major aspects for using this database. So for new project, I will enter here assignment. Next, and well, you can disregard here. You have some boxes that you may want to check if you are going to look for some of these data. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just going to go straight to the different options here. And these options on your screen are different visualization formats. So you might want to look at maps, tables for comparison, ranking tables, and other type of reports that you can explore on your own time. For the purpose of this explanation, I will choose comparison table. And here, what you have now on the left-hand side are the different tools and categories of information. So first thing is to determine which location, which town, which city you are going to look data about. Now, here in the center, you have as a default option the USA data. So if you leave this checked, you will always have the reports with data about the USA in general, in addition to the specific locations that you select. So let's go to the upper left-hand side corner. In locations, what I'm going to enter here is Corpus Christi, right? But for your assignments or for other projects that you do for other courses, maybe, well, you can enter any locations in the US, not internationally. It's in the US, any place that Simply Analytics has data for, it will be always in the United States. So here you see how in the middle you now have, in addition to USA, you have Corpus Christi, Texas. Now, we switched from locations on the upper left-hand side corner. We move to the middle option here that says data. And here is where you have the major categories that are more typically used by market researchers in this case to learn about specific data that we have interest on. So you have here the number of people living in the area that you choose. By the way, you may go down to the level of zip codes if you are interested in looking at zip codes or even census tracts, but I'm not gonna go into that for the purpose of this assignment. All I'm asking you, or I'm okay with a city or town that you are interested in doing the assignment on. So you may want to look at age, gender, race and ethnicity, income, education. So these are the general demographic characteristics. You have also other variables that are not necessarily demographics. For example, consumer behavior, vehicles and transportation, health, technology use, finance, etc. So let's say that we want to find out education, because that is a variable that we have interest in looking at, because our product, our service, the business that we are using for this assignment, it is important to target segments who have certain level of education, or maybe income, right? Or maybe you want to look at age. So whatever you choose, here in the center screen, you will find the different groupings, in this case of age. But one more time, we can do any of the others here. And you have two options. Normally, you will have numbers and percentage. So the absolute numbers of people, for example, between 20 and 24, or percentage-wise as a percentage of the population of Corpus Christi, for example. So if I choose this age bracket or age range because I'm interested in this particular consumers between these ranges, I will then go here to the right-hand side where it says comparison table, and it will give me here, as you see in the center, the population with age between those ranges that I specified, both for the United States, but what I'm interested here is for Corpus Christi. So it says here, well, about 23,000 people between 20 and 24, then 44,000 ish between 25 and 34, and then about 43,000, a little bit more between 35 and 44. So I might want to add this up, or whichever way I want to analyze, but this is how I go about finding specific information I want. Let's say we want to look at education. So the same thing, you select the category of education level that you want to look at. For example, here, number of people with educational attainment, bachelor's degree or higher. So we click here, we have a check mark, and then go to comparison table. That's the way I do it. You may do, I mean, something that Simply Analytics has is that you have different routes to get to similar information or the same information. It's a matter of learning and getting familiar with this. So here you have a new row added, which is educational attainment. How many people in Corpus Christi, according to the information sources that this database uses, have bachelor's degree or higher, 48,000 approximately. Now, this is by looking on the right-hand side button or option here, the comparison table, but you may want to look at the map in this specific variable which we have here, which is age. Here on the upper part, what we do is we switch from USA to Corpus Christi. And then here we have the density or the concentration of where there are more people in Corpus Christi with this specific, within this specific age group, 20 to 24. But here, as you are seeing on this tab, I'm scrolling down to a different age break. So here we have maybe a slightly different distribution. Let's go to education. You see you have different colors for different zip codes, and on the right-hand side, you have the labels of what each color means. Now, something important before finishing is that for the assignment, you are required to get the screenshots of these maps or comparison tables. So this information that I am retrieving is not saved, although I have a project that I name here assignments, because I access this database as a guest, whenever I sign off and leave this platform, that information that I retrieve will be deleted, will be lost. So my advice is that you get screenshots one more time, either table or maps, because those will be the ones that you need to include in the appendix for the assignment. Thank you very much. Let me know if you have any question through email.